I met a guy who had one hand. He told me he had an accident at work and is waiting for a payout of $1 million. I fell for it. We dated for a year, but nothing was paid to him. I was the one financing the relationship, covering food, rent, and our clothes. I used to kiss that half hand every night, even when people were watching. So I ended up asking him about the payout, and he said his lawyers are busy with it. One day, I visited his mother's place, this time snooping around, and I found a picture of him as a toddler without that hand. Little Johnny and his brother got separated from their parents in a hotel. They started looking for their parents by going down the hallways and peeking through the room keyholes. They looked through several rooms but never found their parents. Little Johnny's brother looked through one keyhole and said, "Hey Johnny, here they are. Come here and look at this." Little Johnny looked through the keyhole and said, "Damn, and they give me hell for sucking my thumb." A young blonde woman is distraught because she fears her husband is having an affair, so she goes to a gun shop and buys a handgun. The next day, she comes home to find her husband in bed with a beautiful redhead. She grabs the gun and holds it to her own head. The husband jumps out of bed, begging and pleading with her not to shoot herself. Hysterically, the blonde responds to the husband, "Shut up! I'm gonna shoot you next." Jack locked up his bar and headed home. He'd been asleep for a few minutes when the telephone rang. "What time do you open in the morning?" he heard an obviously inebriated man inquire. Furious, Jack slammed the phone down and went back to sleep, but the same guy called again. "You might as well stop calling," Jack shouted. "There's no way I'm letting a drunk like you into my bar." "I don't want to get in," the caller interjected. "I want to get out." A drunk phones the police. He yells, "Come quick! Thieves have stolen my dashboard, steering wheel, brake, and gas pedal." The police are just about to send out an officer when the drunk phones back. He says very calmly, "Sorry, officers. It turns out I just got in my backseat." A completely inebriated man was stumbling down the street with one foot on the curb and one foot in the gutter. A cop pulled up and said, "I've got to take you in, pal. You're obviously drunk." Our wasted friend asked, "Officer, are you sure I'm drunk?" "Yeah, buddy, I'm sure," said the cop. "Let's go." Breathing a sigh of relief, the wino said, "Thank goodness. I thought I was crippled." A guy walks into a bar and orders a drink. After a few more, he needs to go to the washroom. He doesn't want anyone to steal his drink, so he puts a sign on it saying, "I spat in this beer, do not drink." After a few minutes, he returns, and there is another sign next to his beer saying, "So did I." A man rushed into a bar and ordered a double martini. The man downed it with one swallow, put a $5 bill on the bar, and turned and rushed out of the bar. The bartender picked up the $5 bill, folded it carefully, and tucked it in his vest pocket. Just at that moment, he looked up at the boss standing in the doorway staring at him. Doing a bit of fast thinking, he said, "Hi boss, did you see that fellow just now? Came in here, bought a double martini, gave me a $5 tip, and rushed out without paying." A guy walked up to a beautiful young woman in a bar and asked, "Do you mind if I ask you a personal question?" "I don't know," the woman replied. "It depends on how personal it is." "Okay," the guy said. "How many men have you slept with?" "I'm not going to tell you that," the woman exclaimed. "That's my business." The guy said, "Sorry, I didn't realize you made a living out of it." A woman came home and found her husband in bed getting busy with a female midget. The woman started sobbing and said, "You promised me that you were done doing stuff like this. You said you were going to quit." The man kept doing what he was doing and looked back over his shoulder at his wife and said, "Can't you see I'm downsizing?"